I don't know about you, but for me, it always seems like tightening my stomach and losing fat in my lower belly area is the hardest part of my weight loss and fitness journey. Always seems like lower belly fat is the last to go, and it's seriously so annoying. I know that there are so many programs out there that claim that they have the secret to weight loss or the secret to tighten up your stomach, tighten your core, get stronger abs, reveal your abs quicker. But a lot of them are not sustainable, they are not realistic, and they are not going to get you the results that you desire. I started my fitness journey 4 years ago, and I am a certified personal trainer. Throughout the years, I've definitely learned what I'd say are the secrets to losing lower belly fat and getting a more tighter, toned midsection. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Monique, and I post videos every Tuesday and Friday on wellness, beauty, and just general lifestyle content. And today's video is actually going to be on how to lose lower belly fat and to tighten and really tone up your midsection. But just real quick before we get into the video, I would love it if you would subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. I'm serious, do it right now, give it a thumbs up. I'm watching you. And also, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. And I also wanted to mention that I do have a healthy living Instagram page, so if you'd like to see more healthy living tips, and I also post workouts, follow my Instagram. I will pop it up right here. It's just Monique Bushee _. I would love to have you not only as a part of my YouTube community, but also my Instagram community. So go check that out. All right, so I have my coffee. I always have my coffee, so you grab your coffee, grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into my secrets and tips on how to lose lower belly fat. Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm going to give you the full truth, no BS, because I know that losing lower belly fat is something that is really hard to do, especially for women, and it honestly always feels like it's the last to go. And in most cases, it probably is the last to go. It's definitely a long, hard, and sometimes a discouraging process. And I don't want to make it seem like losing lower belly fat is something that you can do quickly or something that can happen overnight, because that is not the case at all. So I did just want to mention that and be real with you. You're not going to find any quick fixes or advice on how to get abs overnight. So if that's something you're interested in, just know it doesn't exist and click off this video. I'm going to tell you the truth and the real tips, so listen up. And going off what I just said about how there's no quick fixes, I know that there are a lot of companies out there that claim that they have the secrets. Let's just call them out right now. Why not? Flat tummy teas, shake, wrap, waist trainers. Oh my gosh, the list goes on. And these companies really irk me and make me so angry, because there are no quick fixes when it comes to losing any type of fat. So if a company claims that they can promise you that overnight, they are not real. It is not realistic. It is not gonna work. They just want your money. Please do not fall into the trap of buying those types of products, because I promise you what it's going to do is make you go to the bathroom. And the next day when you step on the scale and you see a lower number, it's going to be water weight and everything that you got rid of the night before. They are not real, they are not sustainable, they are not products that actually are going to give you results that last. And I will be honest, I fell into the trap before of thinking that those things were legit and real. I tried a product before where I drank this fiber drink and I spent my whole night on the toilet, and it was horrible. So it wasn't even worth 2 ounces that I lost. Please don't fall into those. Do not try them. All they want is your hard-earned cash, and they aren't even worth a penny. So my best tip when it comes to fat loss, especially in your lower belly region, is consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. You have to be consistent. Consistency is so important, and I just feel like I need to get that in your brain. Consistency, consistency. Because if you want to see results that last, you have to be consistent and you have to stick to it. It's okay if you fall off every once in a while, but you have to jump right back on and stay consistent with your plan. And I know that that's not glamorous and it's probably not what you want to hear, but it's the truth, and I promised you that I was going to be real with you, so here I am. So in order to lose body fat, any type of body fat, you have to be in a caloric deficit. And if you don't know what that is, that just means you have to be taking in less than you're burning. So that could mean one of two things. Either you're eating less or you're moving more, or a combination of both. And from my experience, what I've found has worked the best to create a caloric deficit for myself, and I'm sure that this would be the same for you too, is to create a slight calorie deficit. You don't want to have a deficit that's so big that it's impossible to maintain, because then you're just going to fall off, hop back on, fall off, hop back on. If you create a smaller, slight calorie deficit, then you are able to stick to it. It's not as hard to stick to it, and you will see results quicker because you are sticking to it. And like I just mentioned, consistency is the most important thing. So you will be able to be consistent on a calorie deficit that is smaller. So what I would recommend is probably to start with like a 200 to 300 caloric deficit. You don't want it too small where you're not seeing any progress, because then you're gonna get very defeated and give up way too quick. But like I just mentioned, you don't want it too big that it's unrealistic to stick to. A way that you can figure out your caloric needs is there's many different calculators online. I would definitely do your research though and try to find a reputable source. There's many coaches out there that can calculate your calories for you. You don't want to just type it into any random website, because those aren't accurate and they aren't going to be the most realistic. But if you don't want to find a coach and you just want to figure it out yourself, I would recommend downloading the MyFitnessPal app and then log in everything that you've eaten for a week and see what your average is, your average caloric intake is for that whole week. And then once you have that, make sure you've been monitoring. Are you gaining weight? Are you maintaining your weight? Are you losing weight? If you're maintaining your weight at that current amount of calories you are taking in, then you know that that's what you need to maintain. That is your maintenance level. So subtract the 300 from that number. If you're gaining, you're gonna want to subtract a little more than 300. And if you're losing, then why are you even worried? Right? Caloric deficit is so important, and like I mentioned, it's best to be in a slight caloric deficit to really shed body fat, and especially lower belly fat. Okay, and then the next secret or tip that I have for really losing that stubborn lower belly fat is to implement more compound movements. So I don't know what your current workout routine looks like right now, but if you're doing a lot of little ab movements, stop making those the foundation of your training. Stop doing a bunch of leg lifts. Do not do a bunch of sit-ups. Movements that really isolate your abs, those are not going to help you lose lower belly fat any faster. I fell into that trap of thinking that same thing years ago, but in order to really shed that fat, you want to do exercises that are burning more of your energy and using your whole body. So movements that I think are very beneficial in tightening your core would be squats, deadlifts, rows. And I know you're like, what? Monique, those are not ab movements, but those work your abs. Those are compound movements. They're working every single body part if you're doing them correctly. You have to engage your core when you're doing squats, when you're doing deadlifts. Those exercises when you are lifting heavy is what's going to help get your core tighter and shed the fat. Make sure you're implementing more of those into your routine and reducing the amount of ab workouts you're doing. Abs are unlike any other muscle where it's not the more you work them, the more you're gonna see them. In order to see your abs and to shed the fat, you have to lose belly fat, which goes back to my first tip, which is eating in a caloric deficit. So the next thing that I found really helped me, and I think a lot of you are going to be surprised, is finding the right combination of cardio and weights. Everybody responds differently to the amounts of cardio that they put on them. Some people don't need to do as much cardio to shed their fat. Some people need to do a lot more cardio to shed their fat. Really, the best way that you can figure out is just by trying it and monitoring your progress and seeing what works best for you. So for me personally, the foundation of my training is weight training, and it should definitely be yours because it's the best if you're looking to tighten up and get toned. I use cardio as a tool to really help shed stubborn fat quicker and get me my results in the most sustainable way possible. And surprisingly, the cardio that I do and the cardio that I've noticed is the best personally for losing stubborn lower belly fat is not HIIT workouts. It's not running. It's not hours and hours of cardio. It's actually walking. Wow, right? Brain exploded. Trust me, I never would have thought that walking would be the thing that really helped lean me out and shed that stubborn little pooch that I had, but it was. It honestly was. I have a desk job personally, so the only time that I really spend moving during my day is when I'm walking or when I'm working out. The rest of the day, I'm sitting on my butt typing away. Especially if you have a desk job, it is important to incorporate more walking and movement into your day, and that will really help you shed your stubborn lower belly fat. You don't want to tire yourself out too quickly. Not that walking is that strenuous. You don't want to burn yourself out, so I would definitely just start with something manageable. So for me, that looked like 20 minutes 3 times a week, and then I would increase my time and increase my frequency as I felt I needed it. And even if you don't really have time to add walks into your day, other ways that you can add more movement is by parking your car farther in the grocery store parking lot, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Just little simple things like that, they really help make a big difference. And I know that you're probably thinking I'm crazy right now, but when you try it in combination with the other things I just mentioned, watch and see what happens to your lower belly fat. I promise you, you're gonna be like, wow, Monique was right. But now I'm curious. Leave a comment down below and tell me what type of cardio you like doing better. Walking in list cardio or HIIT cardio? I'm curious. There's no right or wrong, it's just what you enjoy. I want to know what you prefer. And the last thing that I really wanted to mention is it's so important when trying to lose stubborn lower belly fat, stubborn arm fat, any type of stubborn fat or fat in general. It's so important to be patient and consistent. Most people give up right before their results come. It is crazy to me how many people give up right before the magic is about to happen. Fat loss, weight loss is not a linear thing. That's why if you weigh yourself daily, you see that your weight fluctuations kind of go like this. It's not a steady thing like this, like you would think it would be. And I know that that can discourage people quickly, which is why I don't always recommend the scale to people when they're trying to lose fat. You really just have to run the course, stay on track, and trust the process that the results you want are going to happen. I promise you, if you're following these tips and you're really implementing everything that I just mentioned, you will lose that stubborn lower belly fat as quickly as you possibly can, in a way that will last, because that's what we all want, right? We just want our results to last. We don't want them to go away in a week because we took a shortcut. So I hope that these tips were helpful to you, and I hope that you learned how to lose stubborn lower belly fat the right way. Please, like I mentioned, do not fall into the traps on Instagram or whatever social media platform you're looking at. Fat loss is not an easy thing by any means, but you'll be so proud of yourself if you stick to your plan. I promise. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like this style of content. It really helps let me know that you guys are liking the wellness tips and fitness tips that I've been posting. Living a healthy lifestyle is something that is so important to me, and I really would love sharing it with you all. Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below telling me what your favorite type of cardio is, HIIT or list. Thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next video. See ya!